niggas, and you ain't gonna think about me, what you say. If you ever think about me, and if you think about me, niggas, and you ain't gonna do no revolutionary act, forget about me. I don't want myself on your mind if you're not gonna work for the people. Like we always said, if you actually make a commitment at the age of 20, and you say, I don't want to make that commitment only because of the simple reason that I'm too young to die, I want to live a little bit longer. What you did, you did already. You have to understand that people have to pay the price for peace. If you dare to struggle, you dare to win. If you dare not to struggle, then goddamn it, you don't deserve to win. Let me say peace to you if you're willing to fight for it. Let me say it in the spirit of liberation. I've been gone for a little while. At least my body's been gone. You ain't got to repeat after me. At least my body's been gone for a little while. But I'm back now, and I believe that I'm back to stay. I believe that I'm going to do my job, and I believe that I was born not to die in a car wreck. I don't believe I'm going to die in a car wreck. I don't believe I'm going to die from sitting on a piece of ice. I don't believe I'm going to die because I got a bad heart. I don't believe I'm going to die because of lung cancer. I believe that I'm going to be able to die what I was in the thing that I was born for. I believe that I'm going to be able to die high off the people. I believe that I will be able to die as a revolutionary in the international revolutionary proletarian struggle. And I hope that each one of you will be able to die in the international proletarian revolutionary struggle and then be able to live in it. And I think that struggle is going to come. Why don't you live for the people? Why don't you struggle for the people? Why don't you die for the people? Everybody in the state of Illinois is going to have to be involved or even around the revolution because we're going to have one. We're going to have to do more than talk. We're going to have to do more than listen. We're going to even have to do more than learn. We're going to have to start practicing, and that's very hard. We're going to have to start learning, and you learn through practice. We got to start making mistakes, and you learn through making mistakes. We got to start getting out there with the people. And a lot of times we think we're better than the people, but that's an insult, and that's criminal. Think you're better than the people. We got to get together and learn where it's at. It's going to take a lot of hard work. Education for children is something else. You ought to dig on it. Every sister in this audience. Every sister in this audience ought to get themselves together and come on down and help us with that Breakfast for Children program. You ought to come down and help feed them children in the morning. We have Breakfast for Children because we teach the people through practice, through observation and participation, that people can be fed free. That's the people thing. Socialism is the people. You're afraid of yourself. If you're afraid of socialism, you're afraid of yourself. We know they have our pictures. We know they're looking for us. We know they want us. But we're still saying that even though we could be in a sense, as far as this system goes, on the mountaintop, we in the Black Panther Party, because of our dedication and understanding what's in the valley, knowing that the people in the valley, knowing that we originally came from the valley, knowing that our flag is the same flag as the people in the valley, knowing that our enemy is on the mountaintop, our friends are in the valley. We say even though it's nice to be on the mountaintop, we're going back to the valley. I be in the hospital every day. I'd be in the streets propagandizing every day. I'd be working with everybody every day. I'd be teaching that solidarity is the thing. The end of a complete wipeout of imperialism is the thing. So if you're going to be thinking about me, that's what Bobby would be teaching. If you're going to be thinking about us, all we say is ain't no thing about going nowhere, getting killed. All we want to know is that you're doing what we'd be doing if we were here. And you got to do that. You can't do it unless you believe that you can do it.
If you can't be a pine on the top of the hill, be a scrub in the valley. But be the best little scrub on the side of the rill. Be a bush if you can't be a tree. If you can't be a highway, just be a trail. If you can't be the sun, be a star. For it isn't by size that you win or you fail. Be the best of whatever you are.
What is good, my people? We are live back again with another live broadcast on the forecast. Shouts out to Cassandra in the building, Realm in the bush. You make sure y'all subscribe to her channel, and I feel her pain. You know, like it's like you're repeating yourself. People don't want to hear the truth. You know, when you talk about, and I ain't saying the people that do. I'm just saying a lot of our people. You know, and yeah, he died for serving breakfast, not just serving, but serving breakfast to children, right? And it's all I can say is, you know, till we start returning the favor. That's my suggestion. But you know, I wasn't going to do this live because I don't have the Black History thing today, and I'm gonna do it next week. You know what I'm saying? It's probably gonna be like every other week kind of thing. But because like I said, it do take a lot of time to do it, so I'll probably be back with it next week. And so I wasn't gonna do this live today, but you know, my homegirl Blue, and it's crazy because I was just talking about, you know, that Nigerian civil war and stuff like that, and we already know about a lot of stuff that's going on over in Africa, you know, but she you know, she knows somebody from over in the Sudan, and you know, she asked me to talk about it, and I'm not gonna go deep on it like that. And like I said, I don't plan on being long on this one. So if y'all want to come on, just say link in the chat, you know, especially like Cassandra, you know, what's going on, my brother Black Megas. So if you want to come on, y'all could just say, put it in there. But like I said, I ain't trying to be super long because I'm going to just show some other stuff, you know what I'm saying, that I was watching too. So, but I wanted to come on and show this because, you know, my sister Blue asked me to share the screen, share this, you know what I'm saying, because she knows somebody that's like personally affected, and you know, so she sent me this, you know, if you can see it. You know, this is what's going on over in the Sudan right now. Yeah, it's all the ones that she sent me. But yeah, this, and for those who may not know, like, you know, this kind of thing, we keep repeating ourselves, and then like I said, man, like I don't know, man. I don't know. So let me stop sharing it. All right, and so I can bring them up. Yeah, I know. Just like I was saying, like remember with the BP petroleum and all of that stuff, it's just how history always repeats itself. This is why we need to understand history. And like I said, she know somebody, I think somebody in this family got, you know what I'm saying, like killed. So like she definitely asked me to share this stuff, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know. But we keep dealing with them, you know what I'm saying? And that's a lot of the stuff that I was saying the other day, because it's other things that I'm gonna show too. I think we can take some lessons. That's why I'm gonna kind of try to go through it without this being long. But I definitely gotta put this up there, you know what I'm saying? So I'll do this for you, my brother Black Magus. I remember this time. And I forget to show, and shouts out to my brother Black Magus who like pulled up on the police. I was rushing to put this together because I wasn't even gonna do this one, and I meant to get that. So like yo, you could post that video to your IG, John, so and y'all can subscribe to his channel too, where he like you know, look out. That's all he's saying. Like you don't gotta be, you know what I'm saying, go over there like Rambo. Just make sure your people is alright. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Oh yeah, no, thank you, Cassandra. And like, you know, like we both, like we all try to spread the information, you know. And I'm glad she pointed it out because, you know, like I said, but I'm gonna just play a little bit more. And I'm only playing these ones because it's like 2 minutes. The rest of them, like the actual videos that you can learn a lot more from, is like longer. You know what I'm saying? And it's not the news. I'm just playing this because it's short. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't play like no 40-minute video on, you know what I'm saying? Well, I guess I could have, but you know, I ain't really want to play because I would have been here all night. So I'm just playing like the shorter ones, you know what I'm saying? But if you don't understand what's going on, you know, you can look around and just study it for yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Back now with our report from Central Africa. As the UN investigates allegations of genocide in Sudan, our Andrea Mitchell traveled to a refugee camp in neighboring Chad, where so many have fled to escape the horror.
They are among more than 400,000 people who have escaped across the border to Chad from the brutal civil war in neighboring Sudan that erupted in force 4 months ago. We visited a makeshift camp there today with UN Ambassador Linda Thomas-Greenfield, who wanted to hear firsthand what they've experienced.
And these are her two grandchildren?
No food, no drinks.
Hasnat Ibrahim Yacob fled with her family after their...
And like, remember with the Nigerian war, they say it could be up to 3 million, and a lot of that was from a famine, like no food, no water, and because these is our responsibility. Other groups is always going to do what they have to do, and they're going to do what they do to you. It's our responsibility to not only stop them, but make sure that we are good. And this is the importance of Black people, you know what I'm saying? First, whatever you want to say, but just Black people, because we know a lot of, like I said, the brother that, you know what I'm saying, my friend knows, he's a Black man, and this affected his people, you know what I'm saying? And regardless of, whatever the news says,
fled with her family after their older brother was killed by the militias, their home destroyed.
What do you hope for? We need the peace.
Suer fit, including a recent measles epidemic and starving children.
It is overwhelming. I see those little children. I saw a 6-month-old who looked like a newborn. And I was told by the doctors that actually she was doing better.
But who can heal the pain from the terror they've experienced? Many of the women in this makeshift camp tell of being raped by the marauding militias, who kill the men and steal the boys to recruit them. It has led the UN to start investigating a possible genocide. Humanitarian officials are reporting mass graves. I went to the Darfur region of Sudan in 2005 with Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice.
No, they don't.
That was declared a genocide. 18 years later, history is repeating itself. And the leaders...
Now, and that's what I was saying. Like, while we argue, Black people globally know that we are in dire straits across everywhere. You know what I'm saying? No matter where you are. And that's the whole purpose of, creating the things that need to be created, you know what I'm saying? Because until we are able to solve a lot of our own issues, and notice they don't really talk about, the businesses and the stuff that they have in these countries and whatever resources they may be extracting from these countries. All of the Europeans, you know what I'm saying? The French, the British, right? The whoever, because like I said, with the Nigerian thing, it was Shell BP. Right, and now you have Shell and BP, right? And look at that kind of corporation, but millions of us died for that to happen. You know what I'm saying? And they're not really going to tell you a lot of the stuff on the news. That's why I encourage everybody to do their own research on it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what I'm saying, because that's the whole purpose of reaching out. We make the stuff that we have for us, you know what I'm saying? If we we take care of each other, you know what I'm saying? Instead of we both get exploited, you know what I'm saying? We do what we have to do.
The previous horrors have still not been brought to account.
Now we're seeing the evidence of it starting again. What we see happening in Darfur right now pertains to what we saw happening in Darfur in 2004. So we have gone backward in those years.
The UN says it needs $1 billion more to feed, house, and heal the refugees, and so far has raised only a third of that, hardly enough to deal with a tragedy of this scale. But today, the ambassador announced the U.S. did sanction some militia leaders for mass atrocities, and another $163 million.
See, and then they'd be like, yo, Europeans, and this is a failure for all of us, you know what I'm saying? Europeans, please help. Because, when you look at a lot of the wars, even throughout history, through the whole time, it would be we try to side up with some European countries that would be maybe fighting each other, You know what I'm saying? And it may worked in a battle or two, but at the end of the day, like they ended up being Europeans, and they used this aid and all of that stuff as, you know, what the, it's like doing a deal with the devil, if you will. You know what I'm saying? And we'd be quick to fight each other first and fight each other for power or put ourselves in terrible situation. And I'm not saying that necessarily this particular situation, you know, because I'm also talking like what happened with the thing, Nigerian Civil War, you know. But like I said, man, they use this and then they exploit it, and then, you know.
In aid, with no end in sight for the war and a flood of its desperate victims.
Right. And then also, you know, I'll play this one last one about it. So, you know, shouts out to, I believe she said, well, you know, I know the brother is from over there, and, you know, definitely feeling some type of way. And she definitely reached out to be like, yo, show this, you know, definitely.
Across the White Nile River from the capital Khartoum, this hospital in Omdurman is running on its last legs. Dozens of patients, most of them women and children, wait in long queues to meet doctors. And that's the least of their problems.
I'm not the only one suffering. Everyone is suffering with the medication and meeting with doctors. The center is crowded. I've been here since 9 a.m. and have just seen the doctor now. To find medicines, you need to search outside the center, and the transportation is difficult. People have no other solutions.
Most roads in the conflict zones in Sudan are controlled by armed forces, making transport.
And the crazy part is like it's like we don't believe in each other. Like all these problems we could solve, especially without European. Like we think we need them for like medicine and food and everything. And this is for a black issue globally. You know what I'm saying? It must be one of the things you can identify as somebody being black almost, you know. And, you know, I'm joking, but I'm kind of not at the same time, because we know not everybody thinks that way. But it's almost like a genetic marker at this point. Like, yo, we look for people of color and, you know, Euros, but we would damn sure be going in on each other. You know what I'm saying? We damn sure gonna fight each other for power, while we don't have, like, I ain't gonna say that.
Transportation in and around the city dangerous, and the arrival of medicine almost impossible.
As you can see in the pharmacy, the medications are scarce, and the number of patients from May 22 until September 4th has exceeded 6,000 patients.
The shortage is also hampering surgery and lab procedures, but the lack of supply poses the largest threat to patients with chronic illnesses like hypertension and diabetes, forcing doctors to take more drastic measures.
Because of the war, the medications are not available, and so the complications began to show, such as amputating limbs, which happens to a number of patients.
While civil volunteers are trying to pick up slack, there's little they can do without the proper equipment.
We are volunteers at the center, and this center supports An-Nawa Hospital in Omdurman. We have severe shortages of medication, syringes, injections, everything. We hope that anyone who could help does that, because we need all the support.
According to the UN, almost half the country is in need of humanitarian assistance. All
right, so, you know, and I'm gonna stop it, you know what I'm saying? And understanding though, you know what I'm saying, like we could definitely solve a lot of our issues, and then definitely a energy of, and it's always been this energy of fighting back, you know what I'm saying, like, but it's an energy of straight up, you know, I guess they would call it violence in this limited language that we have, you know what I'm saying. But imagine, like they say, like all of these world wars and stuff, I don't think we had one yet, you know what I'm saying. Why? Because we didn't have black people in that world war struggling or fighting for the resources that we already, you know what I'm saying, we fought with everybody else. Yo, what up, bro? So, like, when black people get up in a war fighting for themselves, you know what I'm saying, right, they're going to use them, and, you know what I'm saying, all of that. But when black people start fighting, black people everywhere, you know what I'm saying? Now we up in the war. Now is a world war, you know what I'm saying? And then we'll see what outcome we get. But right now we fighting for everybody else, and then we fighting each other, and the whole time everybody else is just strolling in and dissecting us globally. Right? That's definitely a similarity there, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, like I said, if y'all want to speak on that, then y'all can. Otherwise, I'm gonna just show some other stuff before I get off of here. Because I've seen a couple other things that I wanted to show y'all. Check this out, and y'all might be like, whatever, but I think these is lessons in it. As we see here, and then we're like, yo, will racism ever end? And so this white teen got accused of trying to drown a black teenager. They was both 14, but when he was drowning them, and then and the young brother said, "I can't breathe." Then he called them George Floyd. You know what I'm saying, as a quote unquote joke.
Serious. We talk about racism a lot here on The Factor Uncensored, and the issue is impossible to ignore with stories like this one out of Massachusetts. A 14-year-old white teen accused of attempted murder after repeatedly dunking a black child in a pond of water back in July. Now, according to court documents, one of the bystanders, another juvenile, made an ugly joke during the incident, referring to the victim as George Floyd. The kids involved are so young, it makes us wonder if racism will ever die in this country.
What? This country is going to die before racism. Well, I'll tell you that right now. And yet, groups have always competed for resources. It's just that we have always asked the question. We have never been able to get outside of the tribal thing. That's the problem. You know what I'm saying? Making black people globally is the tribe. You feel me? We just ask questions like, will racism ever die? They're 14. What do you think? You know what I'm saying? It'll die when y'all roll with Raw Solution. You know what I'm saying?
We posted the question on fox26houston.com.
All right, so I ain't gonna play this. This is a bunch of them talking stupid stuff, but I'm gonna play like more of the news story.
Remote area, a popular summer hotspot for those looking to cool off. But now, disturbing details just released about an incident that occurred here back in July. Court paperwork saying this started when the victim, who is black, told police he was invited to swim at this pond on July 19th. He added after he got here, the victim telling his friends, who are white, he didn't know how to swim, so he put on a life jacket.
Now, consider you was out just talking about it, you know what I'm saying? Then that sister got now I think this one brother was out there swimming with his white friends, and he probably was the only brother in the building, you know what I'm saying? And this happened to him while he was out there in the water, you know what I'm saying? So he was telling his white friends whatever he was saying.
Friends who are white, he didn't know how to swim, so he put on a life jacket. Investigators adding the suspect started throwing rocks at him, calling him a racial slur, and threatened to beat him up. The suspect, according to the police report, later repeatedly dunking the victim in
the... This is what his friends did to him, his white friends. What did they do to him?
Adding the suspect started throwing rocks at him, calling him a racial slur, and threatened to beat him up. The suspect, according to the police report, later repeatedly dunking the victim in the pond and swam underneath him to try and pull him underwater. The victim adding he couldn't breathe, and another teen, quote, started laughing and called me George Floyd, obviously making fun of me and showing no remorse. It all eventually ended.
Now, I don't know why they kind of picked George Floyd out of all of it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. They pick selective ones, but like George Floyd, they really be on it. And then also the brother, man, it be happening to so many of us, you know. Oh yeah, Jacob Blake, you know what I'm saying? Because I was watching some, like, because they always like, and one boy was like, that was the most clean police shooting ever. You know what I'm saying? Saying like the police shot a brother 7 times in the back as he was going in the thing because they was arguing about Kyle Rittenhouse and stuff like that. And, you know, it is what it is. White on white crime. We encourage that. He did a great thing, you know what I'm saying, that day. But, you know, I don't know what it is with this George Floyd thing, because, you know, they do be on that, you know. But apparently he was like swimming. The white boy went under the water, like dunking him and all that stuff, you know what I'm saying? This is according to like what the young brother told the police.
All eventually ended when the victim yelled for help and someone here on the beach swam out and stopped it. The 14-year-old suspect was in court late last week and has stated he's being charged as a youthful offender, which means even though he is a juvenile, his court proceedings are public and he could potentially be facing an adult sentence. Those at Goose Pond this afternoon in disbelief.
Anything is possible in today's world that we live in. Yeah. But kind of hard to believe for here. If this kid is the bad egg that they say he is, good to have him off the street.
So that older brother, I don't know what he's seen in this world, but he said it was hard to believe out there, you know. And I know people are going to say, oh, well, you know, whatever. But like I said, man, especially like they try to drown the brother, you know what I'm saying? All right. But yeah, like, you know, why is there a young brother out there with, you know what I'm saying, even if this is like whatever, like, and because we be in a situation like the sister who spent the night, you know what I'm saying, and came up dead, you know what I'm saying? Like Cassandra said, woke up dead. Right? You have no damn friends. That's what I've been trying to tell you this whole time. If we can't even be friends with each other and we gonna genocide each other, how the hell you gonna be friends with anybody else? And you talking about some people of color, you know what I'm saying? My white friend. But anyway, I also saw this one because this is a pregnant woman who got tased in the belly, and the cop only got like a month in jail. And this is down in Florida too, as well. You know what I'm saying? Because I know a lot of stuff is going on everywhere though. But this is like the footage.
Yes, you're being trespassed from the location. Okay. You need to follow me to my car, please?
Like drive?
No. You're going to walk. You're going to leave the car here. We're going to go to my car. I'm going to do the trespass, and then you'll be free to go.
No, baby, I don't have my shoes on. I can drive there.
You're not going to drive. You're going to walk to me towards my car. I'm going to do the trespass, and then you're going to be on your way.
Yeah, like I pay for everything. Like I don't understand.
Okay, whatever it is, we're not gonna go back and forth. Either you come out with me and we do the trespass, or
hey, SA, we're not going back and forth, SA. Ay caramba, right?
On my vehicle, because I need to trespass you, but members of the staff require me. Listen, I don't care about that. Find the shoes and come out.
But how can't just drive right
Last time that I tell you come out of the car, I'm gonna get you out of the car. Whatever you want to do it.
Okay, record this because my
you can record. I'm recording. I've been recording since the first time.
Thank you, because my dad's a police officer.
I don't care about that.
Okay, I don't either.
Get your shoes and come with me.
Stop. Why are you taking her?
Turn around and put your hands on your. Don't put your hands on your. Put your hands.
Understand the context. Everything that officer did was illegal. He was found guilty of it. Put up his picture, full man. That is the cowardly 33-year-old Jordy Martell, a former Miami Gardens officer. He has now been sentenced to 30 days in jail. He has probation, less than 2 years, 250 hours of community service because of what he did that night. 250 hours of community service is going to be interesting. 30 days in jail, ironic. And let me tell you why. This took place in 2020. He was accused of aggressively arresting a pregnant black woman outside of a Miami club.
All right, now that sister was pregnant and he tased her in the stomach. Right, you seen it on the video. Now she was pregnant with her doing all of that, you know what I'm saying? It's probably why she was saying got her shoes off and all of that. But yeah, it's a good question, Black Magus. Why should, you know? I don't know. He could be one of the, I'm not white, I'm Hispanic. You know what I'm saying? So he tried to use the Hispanic thing and the white thing at the same time. Some of them do that too. You know what I'm saying?
What was he convicted of? He was convicted of battery and criminal trespass. Battery and criminal trespass. Let me say something about that. Battery and criminal trespass. Meaning he's the criminal outside of the bar. According to reports, she was 4 months pregnant. She later miscarried. Okay.
All right, so I just wanted to show you that. But this one, and then I'm gonna show you this one, yeah, it says she miscarried. But either way, what I'm saying, he's on this woman like that, tasing her, even though he already got her, so she can't get up from that, and then he tasing her in the stomach and all that, when he's talking about a citation for something crazy, you know what I'm saying? And it sounds like she then paid for whatever she was supposed to pay anyway. Like he was just, hey, I got my quota. Say this how I can get my white card, Holmes, or something like that. But check this out. This is a quote unquote black lawyer, right? Who got in trouble for I'm gonna play it.
Tonight fallout in Raleigh.
This is the beginning of a rallying cry of support for Justice Earls.
After Anita Earls, the lone black woman on the state Supreme Court, filed.
Now this is the only quote unquote black woman, all right, that's on the Supreme Court. And oftentimes, but she's saying, right, there need to be more effort to like get more black and brown people. Well, we just seen one of the brown people, but to get more black and brown people on the jury. And see, this is the problem, especially if she's like a black woman, you know what I'm saying? We need more black people on the jury, not black and brown, because we just seen what brown do to a pregnant black woman.
A federal lawsuit against North Carolina's Judicial Standards Commission. The little-known panel investigates complaints against judges. Earls is...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is the courts here, though. You know what I'm saying? Because they also, do this, or this black woman saying, she's trying to call out the whatever is going on with the black and brown people in the courts. You know what I'm saying?
It's complaints against judges. Earls' suit says the panel threatened disciplinary action for her critical comments about the judicial system. In a June interview for an online article in Law 360, Earls talked about the lack of diversity among Supreme Court law clerks and the elimination of implicit bias training in the court system. On August 15th, the commission informed Earls her comments may have violated the code.
Now, they said they're going to eliminate the bias training or whatever they do, you know what I'm saying? And but she's saying like they need to make more of an effort, you know what I'm saying? But that comment got her in trouble in North Carolina, you know what I'm saying? So, that's what the courts in North Carolina is talking about, the Supreme Court.
August 15th, the commission informed Earls her comments may have violated the Code of Judicial Conduct.
What we know is that the process is being bastardized in an effort to silence Black and brown people.
Earls faced a separate investigation in March after a complaint she disclosed confidential information about current court matters. The commission investigated and dismissed the complaint. Earls says this series of months-long intrusive investigations are part of an ongoing campaign to stifle her free speech rights. Mitch Kokai, senior political analyst at the John Locke Foundation, thinks Earls' First Amendment argument may get traction.
I think she has a very interesting point there, and one that's likely to find some favor within the federal court system.
Is Justice Earls being singled out?
I'm not certain if Justice Earls is being singled out. We don't know which other...
I ain't gonna find that light. I don't even know if she... I'm gonna just let this slide this time, all right?
Which other judges and justices are getting complaints against them?
It doesn't really matter who filed it. What really matters is why it was filed. And what we do believe is that it was filed in an effort to remove Justice Earls, the sole Black woman on the North Carolina Supreme Court, from her seat.
So Justice Earls is asking the federal court to issue an injunction stopping the commission from continuing to chill her right to speak on matters of public concern.
Yeah, and North Carolina, they still have clans in the mountains. Yeah, all of that, you know what I'm saying? all of that redneck. That's the Hills Have Eyes from like Virginia, North Carolina, all of that. And South Carolina is like, you know, you start getting to the redneck ones, you know, or they all rednecks, but you know what I'm saying. But yeah, and you know, ain't nothing wrong with what she said, considering. And all she was saying was pretty much, you know, we need more representation in the courts, and also, you know, a bunch of what they said. Oh well, that violated, you know, in North Carolina, and that reminded me of like when I used to talk about like one of the first back then, you know, Judge Olu Stevens, right? Now he dismissed the case back then for having an all-white jury for a black defendant, and it was supposed to be in an area where even though black people not the majority, they definitely not 0%, right? And so he dismissed the case, and this dude here, at the time, now he is an elected judge, you know what I'm saying? So he got elected, and so he suspended him for 90 days for ethics violation for not having an all-white jury for this young brother, you know what I'm saying? And he had to plead guilty to it. And, you know, they was really, you know what I'm saying, coming at him, you know what I'm saying? And he was an elected official. And, you know, it reminded me of what they tried to do to him. So he had to plead guilty to stuff before they let him come back, and a bunch of other, you know how they tried to make goals. They tried just like they did to Kyrie Irving, they did to this judge, Olu Stevens. And all because he didn't want it to have a black, you know what I'm saying? But also, you know, this is one video. This is a redneck dude they called in the video, just said redneck, but he was calling him the N-word, and this is him as a judge responding. Yeah, they like offshoots of it, of the Confederate. Yeah. I mean, some of them just outright wave the Confederate flag. Well, I'm talking about in their yards, and you know what I'm saying, on their hats and their belts and their shirts. They be repping the Confederate hard. Especially like here. And you'll see them white boys that be living in the woods all day. You know, I'm talking about you going hunting. Now imagine if I go hunting with them. That's crazy. I end up like that, brother. Right, they talking about some ethics. But all right, so now it's gonna start freezing up. Cause I just want, it's like a minute video, so. This is the judge here that they you know, suspended.
5,000, 10%. You want the bond return to you. Sign this order here once you get it, and we'll take it up. Okay? As soon as you get it, thanks.
I be in here, the white boy like, punk ass nigga.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Your stars. Is there something that you wish to say to me?
No, it's my brother.
Oh, was that to your brother?
Yes,
Because I
sir.
heard you say a racial epithet.
No, I didn't mean it like that.
Oh, you didn't mean it like
No.
that? Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to hold you in contempt of court for having said that. And you don't speak those words in here.
Yes,
and
sir.
that word particularly,
Yes,
you
sir.
don't use that word. I'm going to give you 60 days for having used that word. Hold you in contempt right now for having done it in this courtroom. It's disrespectful.
Now this might be Black history. It might be. I don't know if there's ever been a time where, especially a black judge sentenced a white boy for saying the N-word. He gave him 60 days for saying the N-word. Might be the first time in history that a white boy got locked up for saying the N-word. Now he was already in jail, but he got 60 days because he said it. I ain't know that he was in the Breonna Taylor case. Oh yeah, damn.
Contempt right now for having done it in this courtroom. It's disrespectful. Don't ever do it again. Thank you, Sheriff. Thank you, Ms. Ellis.
All right, so that's the judge, Olu Stevens, right there. But I know that, you know, and this happened years ago, but you know, So, and then he did, end up apologizing and came back. They did it the same thing to Aramis Ayala in Florida, the first black DA or state attorney, I'm sorry. And she was like, "Yeah, I'm a black woman, all right." And that's actually when they first started blocking my videos, because that one got like damn near 300,000. And then they started blocking my channel after that. So that's kind of crazy. Well, anyway, this is another one, right? Now, this is, since we're talking about that, this is the first black mayor of Alabama town, and they locked him out of City Hall.
It's often a straightforward process in this country. You hold an election for office, a clear winner is declared, and that person assumes the position once the votes are counted and certified. But Newburgh.
Well, I don't think they did. Well, they might have remembered that when he was dismissing the jury and tried to get him. But they sentenced that man guilty to ethics. You know what I'm saying? Because he ain't let it be. And they tried to call him racist and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because he ain't let it be an all-white jury for a black defendant.
Alabama is a bit different. They haven't held elections for years, with a position often handed down from father to son for multiple generations, until one man went against the norm. And he says it's led to him being blocked from his mayoral duties for years. Now the battle over...
Are you talking about the black mayor? I ain't gonna lie, I ain't listened to it in the last couple days. I ain't gonna front. I've been kind of busy the last probably 10 days or so, 7 days. So I ain't listened to it. Yeah, they crazy as hell, considering.
Who's really in charge is at the center of a federal lawsuit as tensions run high. Our Steve Osunsami has the tale of two mayors.
Two mayors. It is mad long, though, so.
Cemeteries are still racially segregated. This is where white people are buried. And over here is the dirt road that takes you to a hill where the descendants of former slaves still bury their dead today.
I'm not trying to divide the town, just want to make the town better.
For the first time ever,
You gotta explain. I don't want to divide. They divided the graves. You didn't divide it. I ain't, it is what it is. But you know what? No more taking the back. Let them take the back roads. You know what I'm saying? Let them go bury their own in a cave somewhere. We want the good land at this point. And you know how you get it? You stop being like, yo, well, I don't want to make things worse. Then how can they be worse than they are, bro? You know what I'm saying? Besides, I don't know. Going back in time, which they're probably about to do right now.
Child of those black ancestors has become the city's mayor, hoping he can bring people together. But in a lawsuit he's filed in federal court, he says that some of his white neighbors have...
Black Mega said this brother was the rightful mayor and firefighter. He was a firefighter, but check this town is 85% black, but the bank and the businesses are white. It seems to be a theme running through that might be the thing. We was arguing about similarities, you know what I'm saying? It's mostly black people, but somehow we need them to do and I'm not saying it wasn't factors and all of that, but at the same time, scared Negroes, like you said,
have kept him from the job and locked him out of office. And he's seen here arguing with one of them outside the building.
So
a
they're
city
arguing.
clerk who he and his black voters tried to persuade to their side, but failed.
What you're doing is unjust.
This is a history lesson too, right here, because we've been trying to make this argument for 6,000 years. I'm gonna say 400 years, 300 years at least. All right. Matter of fact, I'm gonna say the last 150 years, and we got the same results he got, because he said we're gonna try to explain it, and they fail. And let's listen to the explaining.
His black voters tried to persuade to their side, but failed.
What you're doing is unjust.
Unjust, damn it.
It is. It's absolutely unjust. It's unjust by this gentleman, and it's unjust by the people of this town.
Do you feel cheated?
Oh, yeah.
Do you feel discriminated against?
Yes.
What is it that you want to see happen?
I want to take my rightful seat, and I want to hold each and every one of them accountable for what they did.
Well, take it and hold them accountable. Go do it right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, bring in your own police, you know what I'm saying? And hold their ass accountable. Bring in your own whatever. If they don't do whatever you say, then exercise your power as the first black mayor of this Alabama town. Then do it, brother. You know what I'm saying? And that's to all of us, not just him, all right?
56-year-old Patrick Braxton was born and raised here and became the city's first black mayor in 2020 when he quietly filed the paperwork at this county courthouse to run for the position. Up until that year, no one had ever officially put in for the job.
How many years has this place gone without an election?
I think they said about 60 something.
So then how was the mayor decided here?
Just hand it down, hand it down.
And let me guess, what was the race of this mayor in this town? What's it always been?
White.
Yeah, every single time.
Yes.
But it's
The mayor at the
2023
time
now,
was
damn
this
it.
man, Haywood Stokes III. His father, Haywood Stokes Jr., who died 10 years ago,
I
was
thought that was like a Proud Boys thing or something on his chest. That's just a
the
logo.
mayor before. And in a response to the federal lawsuit, he and his lawyers admit that the town of New Bern has not held an election for years prior to decide who leads their city. But they deny that there's any racism or a conspiracy here to keep black people out of office. He and Patrick Braxton are both volunteers at the fire
You said
station.
they don't vote for mayoral candidates? Yeah, they know, you know. We be like, we the only ones that don't know what they doing. We the only ones that like, oh, maybe the sympathy route will work. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna put it on her. I'm gonna call another one and try to get the sympathy route. But it's only one thing that's gonna eventually, because I think after enough study of the sympathy route, you know what I'm saying, it has gotten us exploited and slaughtered, and then people make scams out of us, and you know what I'm saying? Because I know we can't talk about scams other than black scams, but you don't think a lot of these. I was talking about how Feed the Africa went over to Nigeria during the Nigeria Civil War in the 60s. You know what I'm saying? A lot of those scams come off of this stuff too, like the white boy scams. They quote unquote their nonprofits, which is mostly scams.
Station on Main Street. They've known each other for more than a decade. So it was a shock to everyone when the legal deadline had passed to run.
That's crazy. They pass it down.
For the job, and this time a black man, Patrick Braxton, had gone through the trouble of filing the proper paperwork and was the one and only candidate. Months later, he was seen here being sworn into office by a state judge.
Oh, damn,
And
black
like
man
previous
too.
mayors before him, he appointed his own city council,
all black too,
who put their hands on the Bible that same warm evening.
You know, we was very excited. We had one meeting.
You did have a meeting in City
One,
Hall?
yes.
Oh.
We got a chance to come in, you know, and
Try to get organized.
Try to organize what,
Mhm.
you know, that was it.
They say it felt good. In a town where 85% of the residents are black, finally have a city council that looked more like the people they serve.
So you met the former mayor, Woody, after you were sworn in?
Yes.
And there didn't appear to be any problems?
No problem.
And said, here are the keys?
Yeah.
And that's it?
That's it. Walked off.
So now you have a meeting at City Hall. When did
He was like, forget this. I'm going down to Florida. I ain't got time for this N-word town.
doors get locked?
Well,
I guess the next day, we don't know exactly when. I guess they knew we was there.
Can you imagine? It's a city hall. It's the town hall, and it's locked forever. It's been locked for 2 years now.
But how the mayor don't got the key to the city hall though? You know what I'm saying? Break the window, bro. What they gonna do? Arrest you, the mayor, bro? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, go up in there or hire a locksmith, change the locks. You know what I'm saying? You the mayor, bro. They can't just lock you out. Change the locks and go up in there and then lock their ass out. You the mayor. You can do what you want to do now. Oh, well, I know we're going to be like, oh, people of power to all the people, oppressed peoples around the world. But
Well, I feel that it's all about race. And I don't mind saying that. That's what it's about because I've lived here all my life.
According to their lawsuit, they're also locked out of the city's accounts at this
damn.
bank on the other side of the county. Meanwhile, the black city council members say that the old city council continues.
and like Megan said, was They don't own the bank, but they locked out the bank. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. Well, you know what? No tax money then. How about that? You know what I'm saying?
To collect taxes, pay the lawn crews, and somehow conduct regular business.
Do you even know who's holding the meetings?
No.
No, and they must be holding it
We
in.
we ain't giving them our taxes. It's going straight to our pockets. You know what I'm saying? And we doing this as a community. Forget them. You know what I'm saying? We taking over the town hall, whatever buildings we want. This is our town now. We 85% black. I'm the mayor. You know what I'm saying? This is the laws now. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You know, because
In a private home.
You may hang up or press 1 for more options.
We tried more than
Yeah,
once
so
to
yeah.
get the former mayor's side of the story.
What?
Knocking on his door when it appeared he was home. He didn't answer. In court filings,
Who
Woody
cares what he
III
say?
explains his position, accusing Mayor Braxton of living outside the city limits, which would disqualify Braxton from being the mayor. And it is true that Mayor Braxton has more than one home, one that he uses as his city residence that he rents, and this one where he lives with his family outside the city. Here's where it gets more complicated. Mr. Woody Stokes is arguing that he gets to hold on to the job because of a special election he claims was held in October to vote on the new city council, weeks before the black city council was sworn in, where only the old city council members qualified to run, and because of that, kept their jobs. He says his old city council put him back in charge. But in his lawsuit, Mayor Braxton says that his side didn't even know that a special election was happening, and says that if it did, it was no good, saying that it took place in secret and that no notice of a special election was ever published.
Y'all just need to go on and leave us alone.
But there's not a story here.
We went to the Mercury.
Let's go ahead now. He locked out his own office. So this town, so nobody's the mayor of this town, because if they saying they had an election, that means they elected a new mayor. You know what I'm saying? But they don't have no mayor, so they probably lying. You know, or he won that one too, or nobody voted. But bro, like, I don't know. And it seems like even when we the majority, it's just like we don't trust each other. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it comes down to. Yeah, this is crazy.
Teal store, a small diner across the street from the town hall, a place that black residents say is ground zero for Mayor Braxton's opposition. We were told to leave the room.
You just need to go on and leave us alone. It's gonna be a black and white thing, and y'all know it.
If you're living and you're working here, someone can make your life living hell. It can really affect you, your family. You will be quiet.
On our walk with the mayor, the few white residents we met who support him were only comfortable telling us so off camera.
You damn N-word lover. You better not let me catch you, boy. That's what they would be calling it, the N-word lover. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I've been trying to tell you.
Yeah. Yeah. That people are afraid.
Yeah.
Of what?
I don't know where they live. They friends, who gonna stop speaking to them?
One small exception was the kind woman working
They
at
friends.
the town's new library. Who
They
did
be like, I'm not racist. I'm not racist. I support the black man. Well, I ain't gonna say it because my friend might stop talking to me, my racist friend. I'm not racist, though.
They want to take a side.
I think it's very unfortunate for the town of New Bern to have to go through this conflict, and I'm hoping that people will.
Okay, white bitch. Okay.
Power, the power structure.
She said a mouthful there.
Activist who works with the mayor.
Who's everyone afraid of around here?
You tell me. Power, the power structure.
The power structure. What is everybody afraid of? Oh man, that's a whole nother rabbit hole. You are the power structure now. How about that? That's all you gotta say. I'm the power structure now. I got the city council right here with me. We control this stuff. We are the power structure. We are the power structure now. You know what I'm saying? And, yo, I brought in a black police chief. You know what I'm saying? He hired his own force. You know what I'm saying? Since the town is 85% black, just like they were saying, it's ethically, it would be technically ethnically wrong for them to dismiss a all black police force. You know what I'm saying? According to them, it'd be bad ethics. Well, brother, it's a new power structure. Power structure is never mind.
These are some of the frightening letters filled with racial slurs that she says she's gotten in the mail.
This is why I just can't say it's not race. I received a lot of hate mail that reference lynchings and name.
Wait, what was y'all gonna say? If they ain't sent y'all the letters, you would have been like, this was. What was y'all gonna say this was about?
Racial slurs that she says she's gotten in the mail.
This is why I just can't say it's not race. I received a lot of hate mail that reference lynchings and name calling, reference my children. So
Oh yeah, they gonna highlight her like, look at this N-word lover. You know what I'm saying? They might do her like they did that one white girl from way back in the day, where they be like they killed that one white girl. You know what I'm saying? They might do her the same way. Hey, but you know,
this is personal
none of my
for me, and
business.
this is serious. This isn't a game, and obviously people want it to go away.
One of the white residents who we saw in the restaurant, he said, you know, you guys are just going to make it about race. What do you say to that?
Look at the deck of cards. It's not necessarily about race, but we have to admit and be honest that race does play a small factor in this.
All right, so we watched a lot of this. Race is not a factor. So what is the factors here? Because I'm lost. Is it poor? It can't be poor. Is it trying to think of something? I don't know. What is the other factors it could be? Because she said it's not just about race. It's not even, I don't think she said it's the main thing. I don't know. What do y'all think it is? Because obviously it's not about that.
I feel so guilty. Really, I do. Because we have allowed this to happen to us for years. And
Yeah, they're going to do that white girl just like that.
years. We allowed it to happen. I've never known a black man, even if it was a white man, being elected mayor here in New Bern. I've never known that. And we should have said something, done something, see could we get some help from somewhere. But we didn't.
Why?
And that's what I asked myself.
Because you sitting here in a suit and tie asking them why instead of helping them. That's why. Like, yeah, like it's not just on them either. It's on all of us. Just like in every other place. It's because you ain't like Fred Hampton. Like, I'm not like Fred Hampton. You know what I'm saying? That's why. Right? They do need help. You know what I'm saying? But that help starts at home. You know what I'm saying? And if we say what we saying, it's like it's either you do or you don't. You know what I'm saying? It's either yes or no. It's either on or off. You know what I'm saying? And right now we like off. It ain't no, it's one factor.
Myself, why?
The mayor, who according to a state court is still this man, wants the state or federal court to come to town and make things right. But if they don't, he says he's not going away and that there will be a real election when his term is up.
Goddamn deacons of the defense gonna show up, come back through time and show up down here. Or not, damn it.
He has big hopes to finally bring in a grocery store. It's high time, he says, for black folks in small towns like his to start claiming a little more agency over their own lives.
It has to disappoint you that it's along racial lines.
Yes. Because I had one little lady told me the town wasn't ready for a black mayor.
Someone told you that?
Yeah.
Was it a white lady? who
Yes.
told you that? The town wasn't ready for a black mayor.
Yes.
What did you
White
say?
lady. What the hell is that?
Get ready. Because I'm him.
Hi, everyone. George.
When we look at these African nations that are overthrowing their Western pig leaders, we see those men in fatigues. They now they know what time it is. Yep. Yeah, I mean, and I don't get the puppet thing, why they would do that, and like, because you will have way more wealth and whatever you think you're gonna get from that. So I'm not sure why they do that kind of stuff. But yeah, like, and then we look at it like, oh, because they call the rebellions the people who don't overthrow and getting their people out of there who got their interests in Shell BP. Now, the way they look at it to us is like, oh yeah, look at these, you know what I'm saying, rebels like fighting other black people and black on black crime. And these are the images that they show us of each other. Yeah, he definitely needs to handle this. Yeah. But you know, just go ahead and do it. So let me play this other one. I showed the other sister, the 90-some-year-old woman, who's a part of Gullah Geechee, or part of the Geechee tribe. You know what I'm saying? And she lives on Geechee land, and they're trying to take her stuff so they can make like developments. And the brother, he was like, you know, her husband who passed away, he was like, man, just keep this land in our family. And this 90-some-year-old woman is doing everything she can, but like, you know, a lot of these businesses is trying to force her out and taking her to court, and it's another tactic where they tie up your money and all that kind of stuff, you know. But this brother here says, and he put allegedly, you know what I'm saying, but trying to take this brother land, so we know that this happens. So
my name is John Simmons. I moved here 22 years ago. None of this over here was here. This was an isolated place. Nothing was here. And I worked hard. I took a wheelbarrow. Took me a year to clean this land up. And the city would not let me put a brick home here. They said I could only put a double wide. First, they told me I couldn't put nothing here because I told the old.
Oh yeah, because he brought up a good point when he was like, they wouldn't let me put up a brick home, and about the city councils and the thing we was just talking about. You know, they pass or city ordinance, you know, and they used to do that to like, especially black towns that they tried to destroy and stuff like that. But they would pass certain ordinance to, you know what I'm saying, destroy our property, or like say for instance with Black Wall Street, when they tried to rebuild it, they will pass ordinance like you can't do this, you can't do that, and make it extra hard and put extra hard like whatever on the buildings, even though the other buildings already didn't have any of these things like safety codes that was like above and beyond, you know what I'm saying. And then on top of that, when they tried to get like the equipment, the steel and stuff, they would overcharge them, you know, if they had to go somewhere else. But they use those city ordinance and things like that to keep you from developing whatever land that you do have, you know what I'm saying? So they definitely use that kind of stuff. So he made a good point when he said they wouldn't let them build that brick house.
Nothing here because I tore the old trailer home down that my father-in-law had. Now I had a lawyer.
Yeah, you say you talked to an elder about this, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's not just that. Ross said most of us don't know what life is worth. If we did, we would never do what they have to. We will do whatever we have to do. Yeah. And they shouldn't be here on this earth, you know what I'm saying? Because this is what I'm saying. I wouldn't have debated with them about like the dude Jacob Blake. You think like, why you think I'm gonna debate about whether we should live or not? Like, that's stupid, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna explain to them. I say we don't need to be on the society, you know. Raw just saying we don't need to be on the same planet, you know. Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? They use all of that stuff. But yeah, because the state and the developers are trying to take the land, you know, and they pass all these laws to make it impossible and very hard. That's one of the aspects people don't talk about when we talk about a lot of these laws, and we talk about redlining and stuff. But even in our communities, when we try to, they would be like, oh, you can't build it so high, or you can't use brick, or you can't do this, or you can't do that. You know what I'm saying? And most times it was just designed to affect us because, you know, of course, they did the same thing and it was cool.
He charged me $10,000 to get me to get on this land. And his name was, I'm trying to think of his name now. I can't call it.
But now what's happening?
But right now, the developer in this area Trent Thomas, Roundtree Development, and their lawyers is trying to take my land. They asked me to sell. I said I wasn't going to sell. They offered me $150,000 for my land just a few years ago. And you see what I got?
Yeah, and that's the thing. $150,000. He got it for $10,000. He would have got $150,000. But that land would be worth millions if you keep it. You know what I'm saying? Well, it's invaluable because we can't really determine it by their money system. But even living in their society, you know what I'm saying? That's why they're trying to get it for like, oh yeah, we'll offer him this because it seemed like a lot of money to him, but really it's just nothing, you know? And unfortunately, because I see it like, because it's hard to maintain, like when our families, like I've seen like when older people, like they pass away, and they leave their houses and stuff to their children, but their children may live somewhere else. And yeah, I understand it's hard to maintain 2 houses or 2 whatever, but you are not getting that property. You're giving away that property, you know what I'm saying, that we have in our family, you know what I'm saying, when we do these kind of things. But yeah, they also use things like that.
Last month, 3 months ago, they offered me $500,000. In front of my lawyer. I said, no, I'm not going to sell. He called me, Trent Thomas, say, his father called and say, I own your land up from back yonder. It goes way back there to your back door. And then his son called me 2 weeks ago and say, I want to buy your easement. I said, no, I'm not going to sell it. He said, I can force you to do it. When he said that, I prayed and I come up with my sign. And he called me a few days.
And then I went over there and knocked on her door with the.
Ago, he said, "You scandalized my name." I said, "No, I'm not scandalized your name. I said, you scandalized mine. And you say I was the in the way." He said, "I didn't say that to your face, but you said it." He said, "Well, why don't you buy the land back?" I said, I'm not going to buy it back. You ain't got no business being in my land. And so I hired a lawyer at first, Lipsy, at the Universal Tile Company in Bryan, Texas. College State, which one? And come to find out he was the same one that helped them get into my land. So I went back to him and told him, no, you can't be my lawyer. And he told me, I said, what do I owe you? He said, nothing. So I hired another attorney to help me out. And God bless. They still in my land. Still in my land. They still in my land. I don't know how they got into it. I was going to give my nephew a part to build a house. And somebody said, you better do a title check. I said, I went to the record department. I own my land. And when I found out Trent Thomas was in my land, nobody told me how he got in it or nothing, but he's in my land and he's trying to force me out. They told me if I didn't sell, they're going to buy this on the other side. They're going to squeeze me in. I was going to lose value. And so.
Nah, I don't believe that nonsense either, because they trying to do it like whatever they do, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But, you know, the prayer has said, you know what I'm saying? Oh, man, I ain't even going to say it. I ain't going to say it. I'm going to be respectful because this is an older brother, you know. I'm going to go to the next one, all right? I showed this one kind of before, but y'all heard of Keisha Knight Pullum, who's an actress, and she has a thing for Black women, and I just, because it went with it, so I'm just play this in the show.
Keisha Knight Pulliam and 2 of her partners launched a venture capital fund to support Black women-owned business.
Probably the county, you know what I'm saying? You probably don't have it. It's probably just the county. Yeah. They just make up stuff, you know.
They were awarding $20,000 grants to businesses owned by Black women. They had to be more than 50% owned by Black women. Well, now the guy that was behind the U.S. Supreme Court affirmative action case is actually suing this venture capital firm, saying that they're discriminating against other people because their grants are limited to Black women-owned businesses. As a lawyer, I'm curious to see how this plays out, because in the legal field, even when you sue someone and let's say they have a frivolous claim, you actually have to spend money defending it, and you can actually run out of funding. And so for this venture capital fund to have the mission of supporting Black women and now have to concentrate their efforts on defending a case, that may impact their ability to function. Let me know in the comments. Do you think this is fair?
All right, so I had to play it just because it kind of. Now listen, I think their course is always going to be their course. You know what I'm saying? They're always going to use it to their favor. Even when you try to be the one that goes and try to destroy it from within, like like the good brother Olu Stevens, or I shouts out to Aramis Ayala, or even the sister in Baltimore, Mayor Mosby. I know a lot of people don't like her, but I like the sister. You know what I'm saying? They face a lot of stuff, but I think their laws, their courts will always be like their stuff. You know what I'm saying? And they. Yeah, my bad, y'all. My bad. My internet went out for a second. You know what I'm saying? So let me hurry up because. Oh no! All right, I'm good. I'm good. Y'all can hear me, right? Let me know if y'all can hear me out there. All right, cool, cool. All right, so if we go out again, you know what I'm saying? Y'all gotta forgive me, you know what I'm saying? It ain't my fault. me see. Let me pull this up real quick. Hold on, my bad. Because it messed me up just now. For real. All right, so yeah, y'all can't hear me, right? I'm still on here, right? All right, cool. Yeah, I know they be hating on me, man. My internet don't it go like it'd be good if I was watching like some dumb movie or if I was saying the N-word the whole time, it wouldn't have went out. I'm telling y'all. But now I'm just being a conspiracy theorist. So let me hurry up. I was telling y'all about the school system. I don't know where I got cut off at. And you could tell what time of year it is by the kind of things that you see, you know what I'm saying? But this is a reason why we should get back to like educating ourselves. So and it's definitely a shout out to Queen Taisi, my brother Black Megas. You know what I'm saying? He support that sister, you know what I'm saying, to support her business. But this is what happens, you know what I'm saying, when we sending our kids in the first week of school, you know.
Called the N-word by a black teacher at his Homestead school. And now his parents are demanding action from the Miami-Dade School District.
Yeah, CBS News Miami's Chelsea Jones. She explains why the parents are so upset, kind of obvious there, and what the district is doing about it.
Here on the campus of Coconut Palm K-8 Academy, a 7th grader who simply asked a question in class was allegedly answered with a racial slur.
Her response was, yes, N-word.
Anita Richardson and her husband Johnny tell me their 13-year-old, who we will not be identifying for this report, was instantly shocked. He told me himself off camera.
You know, he's bothered by it. He was embarrassed. She said in front of the whole class. My child said, he told her, Miss, that's a curse word. She said, well, where I'm from, which is Jamaica. She's from Jamaica. She said, with kids or people with dreadlocks like his.
Remanded, but in a conference with the principal, she says she was told it couldn't happen.
That's very inappropriate.
All right, so you're saying don't say that, you know what I'm saying, as a teacher. All right, but so then this other teacher, and I'm just going quick here, you know what I'm saying, because that could have went on the last one, but anyway, this is the next one.
A school teacher decides to write the N-word next to a student's name on a seating chart. Put her up full mass. She has lost it all because she just couldn't help herself. Kelly Nordstrom, a Sierra Middle School teacher in Stockton, California, has now resigned after being accused of writing a racial slur next to a black student's picture on a seating chart. The Stockton Record identified the educator as the cultural awareness and diversity teacher. You heard me, right? The cultural awareness and diversity teacher. And now Lincoln Unified School District officials are searching for another cultural awareness and diversity teacher. Keep her picture up.
All right, so, you know, the last one, I think. All right, so yeah, school is getting off to a great start this year. And the thing is, right, because you can literally see what time it is by like during Christmas time, you'll see Christmas kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? During Halloween, you see Halloween stuff. During the beginning of the school year, you see the beginning. You see during the summertime, you see the pool stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's just a cycle. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, and this is also to them outworking us because Sidra talks about black men showing up at these schools. If you have your children in these schools, especially as black men, they need to see a black male presence, black men presence. You know what I'm saying? I know MD2 says black male presence, but that's why you go to the school, so you can grow black men. But others are working harder than us, you know? So I'm gonna play just a little bit of this.
Wednesday morning here in Philadelphia. I am part of an organization at my son's elementary school, JDOD, John Story Jenks. That's Jenks' dad's on duty. We hold it down every morning, making sure the kids get in school safely, you know, maintaining traffic, so on and so forth. We found these posters, these flyers posted outside of the school, one on the trash can. There were a couple more on a couple of the stoplights there, and then one a little further down the street on the PPA payment job. So this is what we're dealing with this morning here in Philadelphia and the Chestnut Hill section of the city. It's important to say, first of all, that the Jenks Academy is a fantastic school.
Now, why you ain't seeing like black men, you know what I'm saying, like for young black men to see, like, if you want, you know what I'm saying, this or black male leadership or something, you know what I'm saying, like, it's time to start working harder than other people, you know, because that's just what we're gonna have to do. At the end of the day, you know, it's all up to us, you know. So I'll play this one, you know, and this is kind of off from what we've been talking about, but it's the same difference, you know what I'm saying? So this is this dude talking to her in an Uber car, and a Uber driver, you know what I'm saying, trying to go at a black woman.
Problem.
I will call the police. Okay.
Call the police for what?
Because I don't want you in my car.
Because I asked you to turn the AC down?
And that's part of the reason.
And then what's the other reason?
The other reason is you said come through the gate. All the gates are locked.
There's a call button.
And we're not going to even discuss it
I get
any
picked
further.
up here all the time.
We're not going to discuss any further.
You're weird. It's getting
Yeah, so are
racist.
you. Have
You're
a great
racist.
day.
That's
Yeah,
what the fuck it
because
is.
you're a nigger. Get out.
Oh, you're a fucking... Because I'm a what? Because I'm a
You
nigger?
heard me. You heard
Because
me.
I'm a nigger?
Because you're acting like
Because
one.
I'm a nigger? Because
you're
you're
acting
kicking me
like
out because
one.
I asked you to turn the AC down and you're
That's
my
right.
driver?
No.
I'm a nigger, right? Say it again.
I'm not saying
Go ahead,
nothing.
say it again.
No.
You're
Have a
mad
good day.
disrespectful. What's up, y'all? So I wanted to come on here real quick and just, you know, give you guys kind of like an update with me since the Uber situation. I've kind of just been with taking and just processing everything because, like, I've just honestly just been in shock mentally. Like, it's just been kind of like pondering on my mind, like heavy, you know. But most importantly, I just want to come on here and say thank you to everybody spreading and sharing awareness on what happened. You see stuff like this everywhere on social media, on the news, but never did I think that that would happen to me, especially the way it happened. Again, if you don't know what I'm talking about, just go refer to the video.
Yeah, we never would think it'll happen to us, but the things we know will happen to us, like on the regular, like we gotta go to like Kroger's and stuff. But even in the grocery stores and mostly the black areas is terrible. I wouldn't buy like no fruit and vegetables from there. And all the things that we know will happen. And I know she's still in shock because it's 2023. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, I'm about to come to the end, right? Now, it's two things I'm not going to play, but I wish that I could, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to. Right now, the first one. Now, this James Elliott. I guess I could play this. This is short because this is not what I wanted to show you.
Members of the same race, the human race, which started with black women between 300,000. Don't interrupt me. I don't have much time. Now, white folks, you don't like it, but all you are is faded blacks. Every one of you, if you trace your DNA back far enough, you're going to find that some of your DNA came from Africa, because we all have the same ancestor back there, every single one of us. And those of you who think you don't have are obviously from outer space. Now, that means that
There you go, Rob. It said everyone who don't have it, you're obviously from outer space. And I don't think she has it, to be honest with you. But there you go, Rob. If you don't have it, obviously you're from outer space.
every one of us is a 30th to 50th cousin to every other person in this room. Well, every person in this room who considers himself or herself a biracial person stand. Don't you stand. Don't you stand. People, we have to.
And that's she's saying ain't no. Well, a lot of people need to be standing. Let me just say that.
Get rid of the language of racism. I'm not a
Now, yeah, and she's a pretty sister and Black Maggots, you know, but unfortunately, a lot of us, like, because when we be like get out in the streets, when you listen and you talk to people, most people is not, and they like, it's like the best way I could put it is the 85%er thing, if y'all understand, like 10% no, and you know what I'm saying, try to keep it 5%, you know what I'm saying, no, and try to change it, and 85% just not in the middle, they just get swayed by whatever. And a lot of us are 85%ers, you know what I'm saying, not to bring it back to that, but that's a good way to put it. And fortunately, we see, like, when you get out there and talk to people, it is that kind of neutered mindset where, you know what I'm saying, it is just about chasing the bag. And, you know what I'm saying, we know that racism exists. We know when we see something wrong, we will even protest and say no justice, no peace if somebody get killed or something. But when it comes down to the basics, you know what I'm saying, like, we still eat, but even the quote unquote woke people be like people of color, you know what I'm saying? And I wish I could show. They keep proving it wrong. They keep saying it. I show like 20, like a couple videos where they said we the aliens now. But yo, with this chick here, somebody sent me a video, and I guess it's kind of good because the video ain't even up no more. And it's a person that a lot of y'all know, like, you know, and I don't know if I would have showed it. I probably would have showed it just because for her, you know, because what she was saying on that, and I don't think that y'all seen it, but they start asking her about reparations and stuff like that. And y'all heard her answer on reparations, like, oh yeah, well, black people don't need it, you know what I'm saying? We just need to get rid of race, and that's the reparations for you, and, you know, all this stupid nonsense. But on this particular time, you know what I'm saying, on this particular channel, they did try to push, like, they did the Miss Ann kind of pushback. It is true, they did the Miss Ann pushback, you know, like, Miss Ann, but we've been so good, we've picked all the cotton, we've done all we could, please just let us have our corn shucking. But she was like, no, let me tell you, no, like, you need the past is the past. When we start talking about the past, then we can start bringing up everybody. What about the Irish? She did the regular thing that Euros do, you know what I'm saying? And then she started bringing up like the Indians, as if, you know what I'm saying, they don't have like reservation land, all of these things. Like, they took their quote unquote, you know what I'm saying, reparations, and they always stabbed us in the back, so we ain't got nothing to do with you. But she kept saying, well, no, we just have to get rid of race. We're all one. So how could we pay anybody back? And then she was like, well, if you're saying black people are oppressed, you can't say nothing to women, as if black women don't exist, number one, right? As if white bitches ain't probably the worst culprit of all of them, you know what I'm saying? Because they're white bitches, you know what I'm saying? And they try to play both sides of the fence and call themselves minority, even though they're the largest voter bloc and the largest group, and have done probably the sickest things ever, you know. But she says, well, you know, because women are oppressed, oh, well, so we give women reparations, you know what I'm saying? Like, she started wilding out with it, you know what I'm saying? As if she can, you know, she kind of let her true colors show as the white nationalist that she is, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's morality, you know what I'm saying? We're all one. And human is not a race, is a species, it's different kinds of humans. And Raw will say they're the aliens. And she just said, if you don't come from black people, and certainly, you know, I don't got no Neanderthal in me, you know what I'm saying? So you could be an alien. Raw is probably right, you know. Then also, I was gonna play this, you know what I'm saying? I wish I could, because they love to talk about black people and shit like that. But she was like, why she can't mess with a black dude? But like, it's crazy because she got like a big ass head, a little body, big eyes, like funny looking face, like built like a little boy. I think she just got rejected, but they just was saying some like stupid stuff like.
You're talking?
Listen, okay. I generally seek women.
Did I ever say that I will never fucking sexually touch a black man in my entire life? No, I said I'm not attracted to them. I've never slept
But I
with
would never
one.
even say I'm not a.
All right, so and then this white boy, and then she kept calling it like white guilt, but like it's interesting because I was going to do that, but I spared y'all. All right, you know what I'm saying? Because they love to like bring up black people, and I'm telling you, I know that like if you look at everything, you know what I'm saying, like you can really see like they believe this nonsense that they be saying, like the quote unquote white liberal, you know what I'm saying, like I was showing you with the white boy, like, yo, they really believe, well, you know, they're savages because of what we're not savages at all, fool. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, I wish we was a little bit more savage, but that's for sure. But you know, she started equating it to like, you know, would you mess with a fat person, or, you know what I'm saying, or a person with no arms or legs, like almost like her thing that she'll get burnt if she go out in the sun, you know what I'm saying? She'll like almost die if she go to the beach and stay there for like the whole day. You know what I'm saying? She'll probably die. But anyway. Yeah, what up, my brother guy? I mean, that's a good question, bro. We dying, that's for sure, but we ain't ready to just die to stop that, or just not let our kids be not educated. Yeah, looking for leaders. Yeah. So I will play this as the last one, y'all. All right. So this was kind of funny, right? I was just kind of tripping.
Let me give you all a quick lesson on why box.
All right. So the white girl tried to get box braids. Let me see. Oh, damn. All right. This one was supposed to be first. All right. I just was kind of fun. I was just tripping off this, you know. This was kind of funny.
To cut them out because,
you know, she be trying to antagonize black women, and y'all stop giving them attention. We shouldn't even know these fools exist, you know what I'm saying? But she tried to like troll black women and like get their hairstyle and stuff like that, and then they try to tell her to take it out, you know what I'm saying? And she was, you know, I'm gonna show you what she was saying.
I think it's really disrespectful. Shut the fuck. That's what y'all really wanted me to say, huh? That's how y'all want me to react to this shit. Look at him. Kiss my white ass, bitch.
She's trying to do a caricature, but look what happened to her, because they might be aliens for real.
Slavery has been over for about 160 years. Nobody who was alive. I made this video and it aged amazingly. It really did. Mind you, she went on live like this when she was taking her hair down. Her black boyfriend, he all like, yeah, oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that was the thing too, because she had a black boyfriend, you know what I'm saying all of this. This is really why I wanted to play it, but I didn't have the right one. But she had a black boyfriend when she was like trying to make fun of the black woman. That's why she antagonized black women a lot. But look what happened to her though.
Because look, them jealous, they mad. Your hair ain't go nowhere. Okay. Now here we are. Because she had to cut off her hair because it was so knotted up. Now she's in an unplucked wig. In my video, I said she was going to look back, be like, dang, I tried to be a black woman and I failed. And what happened? You wanted to sit on the internet, you wanted to be ignorant, you and your boyfriend.
Yeah, and this fool was up in the videos. He'd be co-signing her like, oh yeah, don't let them get you mad, but you can rock them braids. You just mad because you look better than doing the classic, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, Lost in the Cave. This probably got us conquered in the first place, you know what I'm saying? All they had to do was send the white bitches over there, and that warrior spirit just went right up out of us, you know? But yeah, she likes to troll them, and this clone brother, you know what I'm saying? It's just, but then, you know what I'm saying, her hair ain't made for that, because like Raul said, she got like alien hair, you know what I'm saying, like, or not natural hair, or I don't know, you know what I'm saying, but it ain't made the same, because you know what, we're not the same. It's like she like, we one race, you know, it's different species. You can't do the certain things, just like our bodies need different things. Like, you can't have your hair the same. It's just what it is.
Oh, black women are jealous of me. And now your hair gone. Now you is bald headed. And I can't even feel bad for you. I can't even feel bad for you because we told you. Even your people tried to tell you. You're
all right. So now I was tripping off this one, right? Because they was mad, and they was, you know, of course, on there they be having their thing where they be trying, you know, the white girls be trying to mess with the black, but they can't really mess with us in any area of life. And once we realize what the more serious areas of life, we will destroy everything, you know what I'm saying? But even in the not so, like the music and the jokes, they can't see us either, you know what I'm saying? But you know, this is what happens, you know.
Spinning
So
your hair.
they got mad when black women was telling them that, so they was trying to come back at them.
White person is a means of cultural appropriation. It has been brought to my attention that a lot of creators here on TikTok are saying that white women cannot wear box braids, for it is cultural appropriation. Well, I don't agree with you, my love muffins, because if we expand on that logic, you should immediately stop eating nachos, tacos, pizzas, lasagnas, and all other foods that don't belong to your particular culture. Also, if where you came from originally they didn't have hot running water, plumbing, roads, hospitals, and welfare, maybe you shouldn't be accessing those services brought to you by wonderful Western civilization, huh? Think about that.
No, she's talking about some running water, right? You know, one of them said, like, yeah, it's like us saying, like, oh, you can't take showers because it's not a part of your culture. But she tried to equate, you know what I'm saying, them telling her not to wear box spray. Well, you just need to stop eating nachos and pizza because it's not your culture. Like, you know, that's how far they go. But she sound like a foreign white bitch. Not that it makes a difference, but, you know, it is what it is. I was kind of tripping off her at the end, you know, this girl at the end. My bad. I'm sorry. I had to, it was just kind of funny to me.
She felt like black people cannot live without that smirk, that smile on her face. Like, you know, the funny thing is that woman felt she did something with that video. Did you see that smirk, that smile on her face? Like, now you guys should stop eating tacos, nachos, pizzas. That was how she sounded to me. Maybe she felt like black people cannot live without my neighbor's dog. Maybe she felt like black people cannot live without tacos, nachos. Woman felt she did something.
Oh man, yo, Roddy, they kind of look like matted down animal. Yeah, just because you can impregnate a pit bull can impregnate a chihuahua. Yeah. Hey, that's a good idea. I would trade the tacos, nachos, and pizza. You know what I'm saying? And we'll keep our stuff, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know, you know, it's just funny, you know.
That a lot of creators here on TikTok are saying that white women cannot wear box braids, for it is cultural appropriation. Well,
all right, so and I'm about to get off of here right now, but if y'all want to say something to say real quick, you could be like, put the link in, but otherwise I'm about to go. So just say, put the link in if you want to say something, but you know, after this, I'm about to go anyway.
I don't agree with you, my love muffins, because if we expand on that logic, you should immediately stop eating nachos, tacos, pizzas, lasagnas, and all other foods that don't belong to your particular culture. Also, if where you came from originally they didn't have hot running water, plumbing, roads, hospitals, and welfare, maybe you shouldn't be accessing those services brought to you by wonderful Western civilization, huh? Think about that.
Oh yeah, she said something else about like welfare too, but I don't know, you know. Yeah, stop giving them. All right, so I'll put the link in there. Yeah, so you know what I'm saying, since well, y'all they don't use washcloths and stuff like that. Damn, I don't know what I just did. Hold on. All right. Yeah, man. So yeah, they can stop doing what they do, you know. They're not well, I guess they don't take baths already, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Bootleg Kemet. Well, you know, they tried, but they're Europeans, bro. Like Lazaro put it, they're the aliens. They could not do it. Damn. Let me see. All right, yeah. All right, you can come on because after that I'm about to go because I think my computer messing up, my internet messing up. I don't know what's going on here, but it's all good. I got it all out anyway. Well, yeah, definitely. You can come on here, my brother. But yeah, we should be withholding it anyway. You know, that's the lesson in all of this. You know what I'm saying? protect your culture anyway. But what's going on, my brother?
Yo, BB448, Black Liberation, man. Hey, last month I was doing the Black August Fitness Challenge, so I watched your stuff either live and was just silent, or I just did the replays. And yo, you've been I'm surprised you ain't get another strike, bro.
I know they be hating.
Yeah, man. So you've been doing some good work, bro. I just needed to give you a shout out on that one.
Yeah, thank you, my brother. I appreciate that for real.
Yeah, not a problem, man.
Oh yeah, damn. I'm about to pull up your IG joint. Oh, it's kind of long, but you know what I'm saying.
If you want to show, if you wanted to show it, that's fine. I know
that was supposed to be the positive thing. I just forgot to pull it up. You know what I'm saying? Because I try to end with something positive. But yeah, go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Nah. So just with everything that you're showing, right? When I look at the case in New Bern, and that's it's crazy because I can look at. I don't know if any of you guys are paying attention to this, but there are key hyper publicized racial events going on around the country where Black people are being wronged a little different than what we're used to seeing. And I mean, like in outrageous ways to the point where it's like, wait, hold on. How is this right? How is this legal? I'm not talking about with us being murdered or unalived. I guess we have to start talking like that now. Unalived. I don't want to get you a strike here.
Nah, killed, bro. Why people be doing like they be like racist, bro? Like yo, they try to kill us. Like how saying the word worse than them actually doing it. Like,
bro, I don't know, man, but I'm just saying, like on Instagram itself, they have censored the word pedophile. If you put pedophile in your text, like this whole polite thing, I was talking about it and put pedophile in the chat, and Instagram was like, yeah, you got like 2 seconds to remove that, or we gonna make sure you can't go live for another 30 days or something like that. I was like, bro, this is ridiculous. So yeah, you never know, man. You just never know. So I don't want to see your channel get pulled down, nor do I want to see it receive any kind of strikes just for some idiocracy. But I just wanted to put out there that what I seen with that is just kind of reminiscent with what I witnessed here with the Black farmers. From the outside, if you're looking at news coverage or something like that, you just see it and you're like, how is that legal? How are they getting away with that? Oh yeah, this is definitely racist. But then when you're actually in those locales, or you go to the scene and you get firsthand account of what's going on there, and you listen to the story of those who are saying that they're being, transgressed upon, things don't start adding up. They just don't add up at all. And it makes you start to wonder how many of these things, and I don't like talking like this, especially on a public airwave like this, but it makes you wonder how many of these things might be psyops. Just things to wow Black people up, especially, with everything that we've seen since George Floyd, is going to touch on the emotions of all Black people. So once things happen, it's like, see, they have a reason to say, we got to calm the niggers down, or the niggers are out of control, all of this malarkey that they use. But that story itself, there's a lot of it that doesn't make sense. There was an elder who said she went down there and she was trying to gather people up to go down there, and it was like, wait, but the city is 85% Black, but the businesses and everything are white. I don't think any of us can go down there and be a leader to motivate the people to do anything. Like, they have to motivate themselves. We all have battles that we need to be fighting where we are. what do we look like coming together for something like this that just don't look right, don't smell right? You know what I'm saying? It's fishy from the onset of it, and that's the exact same way it was with the black farmers out here. And I know there's still black people who don't know the full technicalities or details of that story. Just know from my own account and everything that I've got from that, it's a psyop. I don't care what nobody says. And there's a lot of these things going on around the country that people are, you know, within their own corners talking about. They're saying, hey, what you're seeing on the news ain't the way that this is happening. You know, let me tell you, this black person did this black person actually did that. And now they're playing, you know, cry wolf or some stuff like that, man. I just wanted to put that out there, and to also say, for anybody who is interested, you can go over to the Black Family Vanguard Instagram page. I'll make sure I put it up in the chat. I'll put the link in there for Irritated Genie. Tomorrow he will be doing his web discussion with Klansman Grand Wizard David Duke. And it will be full of Q&A. So if you have any questions that you want to even send to David Duke himself, hey, go ahead and get your questions ready. That's all I wanted to say, brother.
All right. Yeah, my I'm trying to, but anytime I try to pull up the start freezing. But yo, like, do you want to say anything about that video? I'm about to put the video, and you can subscribe to the channel right there. Is it the right channel? You want me to put it in there?
Well, what channel?
The one you was like out doing community policing.
Oh yeah, I mean you could put that up, bro. That's you can show it if you want to. That's fine. I guess there is one other thing I wanted to say. I am working on getting the On the Wake Up Radio website up and going. For right now, I'm pulling in programs that I see from some people and putting them all together in a playlist. I'll be adding some of your material in there. I already added Matron, her reading that she did Once We Were Colored, and Destruction of Black Civilization. So just continue, man, putting out good works. I'm going to get things put up on this uncensored free speech platform. We will be selling airtime, and you will be able to get your own programs back. Unless you under me or something like that, hey, I might cut you a huge deal. But just wanted to put that out there, man. Y'all stuff will start being played across an airline.
Yeah, that's what's up. I appreciate that, my brother. I definitely appreciate that. But yeah, man. Damn, my whole thing is like messing up for real. Like, yeah, it's gonna be stalling out. But I'll put it in the chat. I had to click off of it. I guess. But anyway, yeah, I appreciate you for coming on, Black Megas, too. Shouts out to everybody that's in here. RBG, Real Black Gentleman. Definitely shouts out to Raw. My brother Guy came in here for a minute. Definitely shouts out to Consider. Y'all subscribe to her channel too. She just is still alive, you know. Y'all support what she doing and her movement, roaming the bush. You know, she's trying to make opportunities. Shouts out to my brother Bakari, Erica Howard. Shouts out to her. And everybody else too. So Black Magus, you got anything else to say before I do the last words? All right, he dropped off. Let me see. All right, I'm gonna go back to the last words. All right.
I want you to know that I want you to say, if you ever think about me, and if you think about me, niggas, and if you ain't gonna do no revolutionary act, forget about me. I don't want myself on your mind if you're not gonna work for the people. Like we always said, if you actually make a commitment at the age of 20, and you say, I don't want to make that commitment only because of the simple reason that I'm too young to die, I want to live a little bit longer. What you did, you did already. You have to understand that people have to pay the price for peace. If you dare to struggle, you dare to win. If you dare not to struggle, then goddamn it, you don't deserve to win. Let me say peace to you if you're willing to fight for it. Let me say it in the spirit of liberation. I've been gone for a little while. At least my body's been gone. You ain't got to repeat after me. At least my body's been gone for a little while. But I'm back now, and I believe that I'm back to stay. I believe that I'm going to do my job, and I believe that I was born not to die in a car wreck. I don't believe I'm going to die in a car wreck. I don't believe I'm going to die from slipping on a piece of ice. I don't believe I'm going to die because I got a bad heart. I don't believe I'm going to die because of lung cancer. I believe that I'm going to be able to die what I was in the things that I was born for. I believe that I'm going to be able to die high off the people. I believe that I will be able to die as a revolutionary in the international revolutionary proletarian struggle. And I hope that each one of you will be able to die in the international proletarian revolutionary struggle and then be living. And I think that struggle is going to come. Why don't you live for the people? Why don't you struggle for the people? Why don't you die for the people? Everybody in the state of Illinois is going to have to be involved or even around the revolution because we're going to have one. We're going to have to do more than talk. We're going to have to do more than listen. We're going to even have to do more than learn. We're going to have to start practicing, and that's very hard. We got to start learning, and you learn through practice. We got to start making mistakes, and you learn through making mistakes. We got to start getting out there with the people. A lot of times we think we're better than the people, but that's an insult, and that's criminal. Think you're better than the people. We got to get together and learn where it's at. It's going to take a lot of hard work. Education for children is something else. You ought to dig on it. Every sister in this audience. Every sister in this audience ought to get themselves together and come on down and help us with that Breakfast for Children program. You ought to come down and help feed them children in the morning. We have Breakfast for Children because we teach the people through practice, through observation and participation, that people can be fed free. That's people saying socialism is the people. You're afraid of yourself. If you're afraid of socialism, you're afraid of yourself. We know they have our pictures. We know they're looking for us. We know they want us. But we're still saying that even though we could be in a sense, as far as this system goes, on the mountaintop, we in the Black Panther Party, because of our dedication and understanding what's in the valley, knowing that the people in the valley, knowing that we originally came from the valley, knowing that our flag is the same flag as the people in the valley, knowing that our enemy is on the mountaintop, our friends are in the valley. We say even though it's nice to be on the mountaintop, we're going back to the valley. The end of a complete wipeout of imperialism is the thing. So if you're going to be thinking about me, that's what Bobby would be teaching. If you're going to be thinking about us, we were here. And you got to do that. You can't do it unless you believe that you can do it.
If you can't be a pine on the top of the hill, be a scrub in the valley. But be the best little scrub on the side of the rill. Be a bush if you can't be a tree. If you can't be a highway, just be a trail. If you can't be the sun, be a star. For it isn't by size that you win or you fail. Be the best of whatever you are.
All right, man. So as always, man, and like you said, man, be the best. And I was looking for the one Fred Hampton. He said, man, if whatever you are, you be the best at it, and you do it for the revolution of us, Black people. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you, the sun people, I don't care what you call us. You know what I'm saying? If all you can do is spit, then spit. You know what I'm saying? But as always, man, we have got to start standing for something, or we're going to keep falling for anything.